This person is a biological woman who is having regrets about trying to be a man. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a video that's going viral all over the internet of a biological woman who identifies as transgender, who is having regrets about trying to be a man. And when I say being a man, I'm talking about just living every day, going outside, the certain kind of attention you get, your social interactions, just trying to be a man. Now, there's some things you're not going to have to deal with that we deal with, your more biological things, but that's a different story. I'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But just the physical appearance and trying to be in our world might be a little bit too much for women, which is why we are not you. I don't want to live life as a woman, and I think most women do not want to live life as men. Simple as that. Now, before I go any further, let's get into the clip. If you want to see it in full, link as always will be in the description. Please do not harass this person. Leave all your comments here on this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Nobody told me how lonely being a man is. I had closer friendships with random women I met in the bathroom before I transitioned at clubs because of how open women are than I've had in my 8 years of transitioning. Because women are just so much more vulnerable and deep than men. But to have known, and I think a lot of trans men feel this, is we knew what depth felt like before we transitioned. We knew what it felt like to have people want to hug us. And to have people want to talk to us. And to have a community. And then you transition and you're just a guy walking down the street that people cross the street so that they're not near you. And friendships are so much harder to build. And people are colder. What's hard is none of this invalidates how real and raw women and people who are in marginalized groups feel about cis white men. All of that's valid. But I also now understand why the suicide rate is so much higher in men. Because this shit is lonely. And I'm an emotionally mature man. I know how to build friendships, and it is still really, really hard. Try to think about how you can, in your small little community where you feel safe, can reach out to the men in your life and just help them feel maybe seen for a moment. Or do little conversations to help their emotional maturity so that they can reach out to people and have deeper guy friendships. No.
Okay, there's a lot here. There's a whole lot. First of all, I don't feel 1 ounce of sympathy for this person. Okay, you chose to go this direction. Now you got to deal with it. Now you got to deal with it. If you're having regrets, go back the other way. All right. You want to be in our world. Now, here you are. Here you are. You're an adult. I'm not sure when you transitioned, if you became transgender as an adult. I don't think there was anybody that was coercing you at 35 years old, however old you are. This is your decision. Now you got to live with it. Now, there's a few things in there. First of all, do not take advice from a woman about how to be a man. Talking about some, oh, well, you got to reach out to your guy friend, make sure they're okay. That's not how men operate. Okay, I am a man. I understand what being a man is. Okay, I've been a man for a long time. You see, I got the gray hair in my beard. I'm not new to it. I'm true to it. We don't need all this extra emotional support, all this, that, and the third. What men need is a purpose, a reason to get up out the bed every day. We don't need all this social interaction like women need. We're not going to be on camera crying. We don't do that. Any men out there, do not cry in front of your woman. You know, you want to cry, do it by yourself, man, because you got to always be strength. You got to always be the pillar of strength, of masculinity. You always got to be that. Especially if you got kids, they got to see you as the ultimate leader, the dictator. You know, they got to see you as that. They cannot see you as weak or a guy that needs support from elsewhere. You got to be solid within yourself always, always as a man. That is just part of being a man. Now, if you don't like that kind of ideology, if you don't like that lifestyle, well, be a woman. Just be who you were born as. Be who God made you as. Okay? Like, here's an example of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about social interaction and men and women being different. Let's go to the gym. Now, typically, not all the time, because I know, well, actually, ABL, sometimes, typically, men are going to be in the gym doing their own thing, doing their own routine, their own workout by themselves. It's usually not going to be a bunch of guys working out together. Sometimes it can be like that, but for the most part, it's not. Now, women, typically, not all the time, are going to be in groups, Zumba, that kind of stuff, because women thrive in social settings with each other. They need support systems and people to depend on and all this and that and the third. They look for these things. They thrive in these environments. Men are not like that. Now, you're talking about it's lonely and you're just a guy or whatever. Is it because you're not getting as much attention as you did before? You're going on your social media before, you got your DMs lit up, everybody trying to hit you up. You go out in public, people are nice to you. They want to do things for you when you're a woman. But as a man, it ain't that same way. You're not going to have men just come up to another man and try to do things for him, okay? Typically. I mean, if I'm in the Home Depot parking lot and I see a guy in his truck struggling to get something loaded, maybe I'll give him a hand, but I'm not going to go out of my way to open the door. If a guy drops his phone on the ground, I'm not going to pick it up. Here, sir. I ain't doing all that. That's not what men do with other men. We do it with women because that's what nature over the course of many, 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 many years has done for us. It's made us be that way. So, okay, I understand you are feeling a certain kind of way, but that's just the test of man, and you got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. You know, that's what we go through. Now, matter of fact, I have another video for you guys. Jordan Peterson. This is a great video that people should watch to be able to understand what men go through. And it's not even necessarily to be a pity party. This is just men. This is just what it is. I don't think this is a bad thing. It's just a thing. Okay. I prefer to be by myself, working, getting things done. I do all my videos and all my production by myself. I get things done better when I do it by myself. That's just how it is. Women love teams and they love collaboration and they love people. That's just what they do because they got to nurture babies and whatnot from infant stage where they can't communicate. They got to be connected emotionally. Then they got the meemaws and the aunties and the grandmas around. Men don't do that. Check it out. Hold on, let's get a little bit of sound. That might help because we need that.
We've met some of your fans and we got the impression they were all male fans, the ones that we talked to, and that they were struggling with their manhood and that you give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally. And the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially.
Can I talk for a minute? Like, personal story. So my dad passed away age 61. He was always in shape. He was on the calendar, the firefighter calendar. He did all that, bodybuilding and everything. Always in shape, health conscious, dead, 61 years old. Why? Well, for a long time, he was a firefighter. And before he died, he told me about firefighters when they retire. A lot of times they die 50s and 60s because you work at the fire station 24 hours. And when the alarm goes off, you got to get up. So you're going from a deep sleep to putting on heavy equipment, getting on a fire truck, going to fight a fire, saving a life. You might see somebody dead, decapitated, badly injured, all kind of stuff that's traumatic. And all of that's going on with your heart. 0 to 100, stress, everything, anxiety, all of that. So you might literally die from working once you get to be 50 and 60. That's part of what men go through. Police officers, military, you're talking about the guys work on the power lines, any kind of infrastructure, building tall buildings, interstates, everything that you see around you, high risk, dangerous jobs. That's what men do. Women do not do these jobs typically. 80-90% of military, firefighters, police, construction workers, all of that is men. So what he's saying here, it's not okay to be a man. It is required. It is necessary. If men don't behave as men, this world does not function, period.
Especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, who are among the most protected and privileged people that the world has ever produced. They take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works. And so a little gratitude for that is in order.
Very well said. If you want to see this full clip and the clip from earlier, links, as always, will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the people that understand who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. All the men understand what it's like to be a man. You can't be wearing your heart on your sleeve, crying and all that, man. You can't be trying to get into a role of a woman. I don't care if you are gay, straight, or whatever. You're still a man at the end of the day. And you need to participate in society to make it run properly. All right? That's just my point of view. Same thing with the women. Do your part. Let's work together and do what we are here for to make society function, to make it operate efficiently. When people don't do that, that's when you have decay of society. That's when things just don't go right. And I think that's happening right now in the West, America, Western Europe. It's happening. And as a result, we're declining. We could turn it around, but we got to go back to what we have done all throughout history. Because if we don't, we're toast. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about the transgender person's viewpoint on what it's like to be a man, at least just from the outside? Because, I mean, you still don't got the twig and berries. You still don't have the full experience. But just from trying to act like a man, trying to play being a man, and you on camera crying, wait till you actually live a life in the male shoes for real. You can't just go back and forth and pick, you know, and be a man from the time you're a little boy up until you get to be old, and really sacrifice and do a lot of the hard things that men do. But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. We need more people like this to come out and say stuff. People that regret their decision to go become transgender, because a lot of people out here just don't understand what they're getting themselves into. They don't understand what they're giving up. They don't understand the complications medically, emotionally, physically. They don't understand. So when the trans community speaks out and says what's going on, I think at that point, we'll be able to make a positive change. Without it, we're going to have serious problems. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.